All right, this, if you've got this video going, this is for body 3 of your personal goals essay, freshman composition and literature. Just a reminder, this is your personal goals essay packet that you've got with the assignment description, your organizer, everything. We started off with an opening, used the triangle format, so we started off with a big idea narrowed to a point, otherwise known as the thesis. We've drafted body 1, body 2. We're on to body 3. At this point, as you're drafting body 3, you're going to want to have your organizer out. All right, this one's blank. Yours should be filled in. Should have your third goal, and you should have all these boxes filled in, including an example from one of the articles that we're going to blend into body 3. This will help you draft your paragraph. It's all kind of in order, so you can follow through these steps. All right, you're going to want this out. You're also just going to want a notebook if you want to label body number 3, just so you know which paragraph it is as you're drafting. That's fine. All right, or you can just continue on if you're rough drafting it, indented, as we go through it. So have those two things out. Okay, I'm going to walk through the steps for body 3. The steps are the same as body 1 and body 2. This first essay is very simple. Each paragraph's formatted the same. We're going to have a clear topic sentence. We're going to discuss why we need to improve in this area using a specific example. We're going to lead into and smoothly blend a quote from the research. We're going to discuss how the quote relates to you. We're not going to mention the word quote at all. Identify and discuss a role model, and then we're going to have a concluding sentence that wraps it up. Okay, I'm going to go pretty quickly through this. We're going to start off with a clear topic sentence. Most importantly, good transition. This was my most important point, so thus I use the transition most importantly. In order to be an effective teacher, I need to remain optimistic when faced with difficult circumstances. So here's my topic, remaining optimistic. All right, so I'm going to focus on that. Step 2, discuss why I need to improve using a specific example. One of the most difficult elements of teaching is staying positive even when faced with students who may be disinterested and unmotivated. Personally, I have a tendency to grow extremely frustrated when students are screwing off or not completing work on time. If I allow myself to get angry, I could unintentionally create a negative classroom environment. In this whole passage, I focused on why remaining optimistic was a problem for me. So this is my personal example. I tried to give specific reasons. If you have me in class, you know that I do get frustrated when students are not completing work on time. All right. Now I'm going to lead into and smoothly blend a quote from the research. Now I'm going to have to set this one up because he's going to talk about teacher-student relationships. That's what my quote's going to be about. So I'm going to set it up first. I always want to lead into and then smoothly blend any quote. Researcher John Hattie took a look at hundreds of studies regarding teacher-student relationships, and he found that when teachers are able to maintain positive relationships with students, there is, quote, more engagement, more respect of self and others, and higher achievement outcomes, 118, 119. Okay, I blended a fragment of a quote I picked up in the middle of the sentence. That's why I didn't have to capitalize there, because I just picked up, smoothly blended a piece of a quote with my own words. I didn't have to put Hattie. He was the author. I did not have to put him in the parentheses because I already set him up here. Researcher John Hattie. Notice I led into, smoothly blended my quote, cited my quote properly. Now I'm going to explain the quote and discuss how it applies to me. In other words, this is a good transition when you're explaining a quote. In other words, if I can try to stay optimistic and positive, I have a better chance of helping students learn. Oh, typo in here. This doesn't mean that I should sacrifice discipline in order to make kids happy. It's quite the opposite. I used a dash to set off this little explanation. You can do that sometimes. That's a different sentence structure to use. Students actually tend to resent teachers who fail to maintain a safe and orderly classroom environment. All right, so kind of explaining how does this quote relate to me. It does mean that when I have to discipline a student, I need to imitate the behavior of social studies teacher Glenn London. All right, I'm going to switch to a different color because now I'm transitioning into talking about a role model of mine, Glenn London. He is able to build positive relationships with students while maintaining an orderly classroom environment. When disciplinary action is needed, Mr. London removes negative or disruptive students from the classroom quickly and efficiently without creating a scene. All right, so I tried to explain why he's a good role model. He's got a good positive personality, and when he's a disciplinarian, when he does do discipline, he handles things very quickly and efficiently. Now I'm going to go into my concluding sentence, which should wrap everything up. Come back to this idea of being optimistic. If I can stay upbeat while communicating to students that I expect them to control their impulses, I'll be a better teacher, and kids will learn more. Notice I didn't repeat the word optimistic. I used a synonym. I said if I can stay upbeat. So I came back to this idea that was in my topic sentence. That helps bring the paragraph full circle. And you can see that I followed those same 6 steps. Topic sentence, personal example, lead into and blend a quote, explain how the quote relates to me personally, discuss a role model, closing sentence at the end that wraps it up neatly. All right, there's your guidelines for Body 3. Go to it.